Hi everyone, this is Milu. Today I thought we were gonna have, I wasn't sure what the topics were going to be, but over the weekend I was surprised. There was so much news. Hi Pat, I did not have anything to worry about. Pat, I will wait a second for a few more people. I am early, I'm 3 minutes early. Uh, Hi Linda, Scully. I will be announcing the topics we are going to cover tonight. And hi Pamela, hi Debbie. Oh yeah, let me see if I can expand this. But I hope everyone had a great weekend. Thank you for coming. I was here busy trying to get things done, and it seems like a lot of people a lot of people love the change that I made. Hi Mary, hi Florencia, hi Helen. Uh, so it takes a little bit of preparation, but I think I did it. Tonight there are two, three. Hi Diana. There are a few important things that I heard in the news, and I would like to give my intuitive impressions on about those things. I heard in the news that Trump doesn't want to hear what the people who brief him, what the intelligence expert have to say. That's one topic, and then the nuclear treaty that we got out of last week. And the third thing is I did a chart. I did Trump's chart last week, and I am not going through the whole thing like astrologers do. Like everyone know, I am not an astrologer, but I know enough to interpret the chart. And basically, an astrological chart has the potential of things that are to happen in your life. So I will give my intuitive impression. Basically, what I want to show is the timing, because I've been saying since last summer, August, July, August, that February, March this year will be significant, will be important, and I felt that Trump would be, there's potential for him to leave office. And what I feel is going on now, the Republicans are delaying staffing certain committees, and that's delaying the Democrats. But also, I want to show something in Trump's chart. Three things that I would like to show, because in astrology, nothing happens without the angles, the sun, and the moon. So when you have those three things line up, it may not happen exactly when the aspect is exact, but because there is always a range when the energy starts to make itself felt, then there is when it's exact, when it's the strongest, and after that it starts to diminish. So there is a date range for when things can happen. I would like to show a little bit of Trump's charts of what I am seeing. So that's what I would like to do tonight. Hi, artist. Hi, everyone. I was trying to give do my little spiel as far as what I would like, the topics, the things that I would like to talk about tonight. Uh, and I also did Putin's chart where I looked at it. That was today was the first time I've looked at Putin's chart, and I am not sure I don't like what I see, but thank God there is something that's called Black Moon Lilith, because if I remember, yes, he has Pluto in his 10th house of reputation and career. So, but anyway, I'll explain what that means, and then Black Moon Lilith is in the 10th house as well. And if I recall, it conjuncts Pluto. So, but I won't be able to go through that tonight. I'm simply giving everyone an idea of what I may be presenting this coming Wednesday. If I feel it's too long, I'll possibly do it on Friday. In any event, for tonight, I will go a little bit over Trump's, not a complete astrological analysis because we don't have enough time. Well, I could make this 2 hours, but it just to show a little bit what I am seeing, what I am seeing that makes me feel, yes, I may be off with my timing, but things don't bode well according to Trump's astrological chart. I did not compare it with, hi Mitzela, hi everyone, sorry about that. If I'm talking and I'm not paying attention, I'm trying to concentrate on what I am going to be talking about. But I won't do a complete chart analysis, but just a few points that I saw on the chart that I would like to point out. Okay, the first thing when I heard about it over the weekend was they were saying that Trump is ignoring what the intelligence experts are telling him. And and I also heard that he gets really angry if they say something that he already formed an opinion about. He doesn't want to hear it. And also, I'm saying those things because I'm setting up what I am going to say. And also during his executive time, 65% of his time, by the way, I heard in the news today, he calls different world leaders. And I've always felt, and I've mentioned that in my chats and in my videos, that I feel Trump talks to Putin a lot more than we think. After I heard about him calling different world leaders and the way he abruptly decided a couple of weeks ago that he wants to pull out of Syria, what I feel about this is Trump talks to these people, and that's how he goes about forming his policies. He doesn't trust the CIA and our intelligence. First of all, he wants to diminish them so that if they say anything bad about him, we won't believe them. And he does the same thing with the FBI. Because from what I understand, the FBI has an intelligence department, however they call it, if I recall. What I feel is if these people come out and accuse him of anything, he will have an out. So that's why he's trying to discredit people in the intelligence community. And I also feel that some of the decisions that he's making, he gets the information to make those decisions from Putin's request, and I also feel some of those informations He's not. It's not. I don't think he's getting now. It feels like to me those are informations that were being transmitted while Manafort was either in the campaign or other people were telling Manafort stuff and Manafort was talking to him, and other liaisons or couriers that are bringing messages back and forth between him, the I forget his name right now, the National Security Advisor, the one who has been indicted. He's a general. I can't recall his name right now. He's collaborating with Mueller. Those people, I feel like there was something that was going on. And if we recall, they had deals, and between them, to lift the sanctions against Russia. And believe it or not, as I touch with Trump, I don't feel he has given up. Well, I feel he's going to keep trying to do these things until he gets stopped. And I feel Congress, since I feel they are getting tired of him and his ways of doing things, I feel there is a plan to stop Trump because a lot of people in Congress believe that Trump is causing a lot of damage and something should be done. I am not seeing 25th Amendment yet, but there are other things that they can do to keep Trump from doing more damage. It feels like to me some people in Congress are discussing the different options that they have. I'm hearing impeachment, so impeachment is part of the discussion as well. So that's one thing I feel people in Congress are discussing, debating on how to go about preventing Trump from putting the country in a situation where we don't know how to get out. I just look at the screen. Somebody, Scully says, come on, Mueller. Scully, I don't feel Congress is going to wait for Mueller's report. They've already stated that. I'm not quite sure where I heard that, but I don't feel they're going to wait for Mueller. I feel congressional leaders feel that there is too much at stake to let Trump do some of the stuff that he's doing, because too much damage is it feels like they feel too much damage is being done. So something is going to be done. I don't feel he's going to be able to get away with all those things. That's Artist is asking what made them snap. Well, a number of things. First of all, there are a lot of things that are going on behind the scenes that we don't know well. A perfect example, Corker, a few months after Trump got elected, he came out and said the White House was like a big babysitting place or something to that effect. Everything that happens in the White House, it's just like working for a company. Things filter up to the top brass. It's the same thing at the White House. everything that happens does not stay there. Congress knows exactly what's going on in the White House because people are passing information back and forth because, well, as I am saying that, the good example is whoever leaked Trump's calendar for the past month, I feel when I heard about it this morning, we are being warned that things are not right. Or there are certain things that are going on in the White House that shouldn't be. That shouldn't be. So to me, whoever leaked that didn't do it to betray Trump in any way. I feel it's because the person felt like it was out of that person's patriotic duty. That's what I feel. So there are a lot of people who are reaching out to Congress back and forth and pass information to let them know what's going on and to let them know that Trump is not capable of doing the job, and he may put everyone's lives in danger. Somebody is asking about Trump running in 2020. I don't feel, like I said, I can be wrong with my timing, and I'm going to bring up the chart to show where I feel what the critical time is for Trump. I mean, I'll just explain it. I'll do it. I won't spend a lot of time on it, but like I said before, the only way Trump will survive is the people from the Meadow and Jim Jordan, those people, if they continue to talk to him like they did during the shutdown, speak to him for an hour, all day long, they keep calling him and talk to him and keep him going. That's one thing that can prolong Trump stays in the White House. But it feels like to me McConnell is getting tired of his antics, and a lot of people, Republicans in Congress, they don't know what to do. And also right now, if he were to shut down the government, I don't see him doing it yet. It's on his mind because when I talk with him, he has a whole bunch of stuff going through his mind, how to get himself out of this situation. But I don't feel he's going to succeed at any of them. So hopefully he will realize that and face the music. But McConnell is getting tired. So that's one good thing. And the other, somebody asked a question about, somebody says Paul Manafort, the CNN reported today that Paul Manafort, Daniel said, Paul Manafort is looking very bad. Daniel, I can imagine that because when you are used to live the life of luxury and all of a sudden you find yourself in prison, and at 67, I believe he is 68, it's not a good thing. So I am not surprised he is not. CNN is saying that he doesn't look very good. I feel that's one thing that I was getting. I feel before when I said Manafort was going to flip was because exactly for that reason. He would not be feeling good in prison. So that's one of the things I believe I mentioned in a video way back a few months ago. Okay. Well, Carla, exactly. He can no longer dye his hair. That alone can make a big difference on somebody. You know, if people are used to see you with dark hair, and all of a sudden you have gray, and then you have a beard, it doesn't look good. Hi, Stephen. Stephen is saying it's scary for him to be so crazy. I wish they would move faster against him. I assume you mean Trump. You know, you're right, Stephen. I don't, but when I thought with this, and it's also stated in the news, the Republicans are afraid. It's fear that's keeping them from acting, but I feel they are starting to act. That's what I feel. But one thing though, once they start moving, Stephen, it's going to be like a dam that's broke. Uh, Nothing is going to stop. Hi, Mystery. How are you? Okay. You know something I saw the other day? Well, over the weekend. I after Saturday morning, in fact, after they announced that uh, Putin was pulling out of that nuclear treaty, that short range missile nuclear treaty we have with them. You know, I don't know when this is going to happen because I didn't get a date with it, but there may be some type of accident that we're going to hear about in Russia somewhere because it felt like to me something, some kind of accident. So I would be surprised if within this year, we don't hear of something, some kind of accident that happens in Russia. Because uh, when I touch with them, they are doing a lot of boasting about their weapons, and sometimes they cut corners in the development work. So there is potential for things to go wrong. Uh, so I just wanted to put that on the record, on video that I saw it. I simply wanted to pass it and let you guys know. But I don't feel it's anything that's going to affect us. Scully, that's probably Scully saying another reader predicted that there's going to be an earthquake in Russia. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if it's an earthquake because I did not see. I was in my kitchen making coffee and Putin was on my mind in Russia. Okay. And it felt like some kind of explosion. An earthquake definitely we can cause that. I don't know. I didn't, well, sometimes I'll get a vision, I'll see something, and they don't tell me why. Okay, but I will know something is going to happen. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I know everything. I don't. Uh, but yes, an earthquake is very much in the realm of a possibility that can cause something like that. But since I didn't worry about it because we were not affected, not that, the poor Russians, they're going to be affected. I'm not against Russians. Uh, Putin and his government, treating Trump like a puppet because he's a puppet, uh, attacking our country, that bothers me. In any event, yes, that is very much in the realm of possibility of an earthquake. So, hi Quincy, have a good night. Someone is asking what happened to the four sealed ones last week. I was hoping Junior and Jared. Those are coming. I don't remember what I said last week. If I said there were four indictments, I have no idea, Meg. But uh, it's a foregone conclusion that Jared and Don Jr., it's a matter of time. So uh, it's going to happen. I simply don't know. The thing is, there are going to be two. The states are going to go after the Trump family, and the federal government is already on their cases. I think what I said, because I'm just seeing it again, I'm seeing Don Jr. in handcuff. So it's probably going to be the state that's going to do that, New York State. It may not be the feds. It may be New York State. Susan Walker is saying if something will come tomorrow before the speech. I don't think so. I feel he's going to give his speech. But I feel Stacey Abrams is going to beat him in the ratings, and more people will watch her than watch Trump. That's my feeling. We'll see what happens. Gapi's mom says Russia can call an accident an earthquake. You know what, Gapi's mom? It is very possible. I didn't think about that. Yes, because they make things up like crazy. They don't, that government, they have no respect for, well, just like Trump, they have no respect for the truth. So it is very possible. That's what I'm going to touch on. In fact, that's what I should start talking about, the treaty. For some reason, Russia is saying they are developing all these sophisticated weapons. I feel they are developing different missiles, different type of weapons, but I don't feel they are successful testing them, and I don't feel they are going to be operational anytime soon. That's one thing. The other thing I feel like saying, I have to say it before it escapes me. That nuclear treaty that Putin left after Trump decided that he no longer wanted to be there. I mean, he wanted to get out of the treaty. I may be crazy. I was getting this. I was kind of reluctant, but I'm going to put it out there. I feel like saying Putin didn't just, I'm sorry. This thing did not just come to Trump's mind. It feels like to me, Trump and Putin discussed pulling out of that treaty because it's going to benefit Russia. Because the reason why I'm saying, first of all, I'm feeling it intuitively. The other thing is there are a number of policies or initiatives that Trump is taking. I feel all those things are from discussions he's had with Putin, and also the back and forth he's had with Putin over between when he got elected or even before and while in the White House. Because we don't know yet how many interactions, even if it's over the phone, with Putin. I feel like saying more. We're going to hear of more. We're going to hear that Trump had a lot more communication with Putin than we have been told. And I feel, as I am saying that, Congress is aware of some of them, and that's what's worrying a lot of people. So that's another thing. But I don't want anyone to be afraid or anything like that. If I to be honest with you, Trump and Putin can do all the talking that they want. I still feel, and also Trump is doing a lot of underhanded things, like some of the key positions in his cabinet are temporary folks, like acting attorney general, acting Pentagon chief. I forget the name of that department right now. All these people, they are intentional, and he's leaving a lot of positions open. That is so that he can do whatever he wants. But I feel he's going to fail because, like I said in the video that I released yesterday, I believe, Trump cannot get out of this, regardless of how much he decides to talk, how much propaganda he does. Regardless, he cannot get away with this. He's gonna get crazier. I want everyone to expect that, and I hope you laugh, you have a good time about it. It can be scary, but there is no way the Republican Party can save him. If anything, some of them are going to have their own legal issues. So, and I'm going to say this, Pelosi is standing firm. Trump has met his match on Pelosi. So that's another thing. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm not paying attention to the chat. If I don't answer your questions right away, it's because I'm not looking at the chat. I'm trying to focus and get, you know something? I feel there was a big blow up between Trump and Jared. I don't know when the blow up took place. It feels like last week or over the weekend. But there is a big thing going on between Jared and Trump. And it may be because Trump is feeling cornered and he needs someone to blame. So he's beginning to blame Jared. I can't wait to hear that in the news because I'm sure this is going to leak because it feels like to me the blow up was big. So that's and also I mentioned last week and also when I talked with Jared, now he is very unhappy, and I mentioned that last week. So there are a number of things that are going on in the White House that we are not aware of yet on the West Wing, however they call it, that are going to be coming out. And today, the calendar situation that we found out, I feel there are going to be more leaks to come that are going to be very embarrassing to Trump. So, and anything that he does, I don't want to scare anyone. Don't be afraid. I feel Congress, behind the scene, they're taking steps to contain the damages that Trump could possibly cause. That's what I feel. Okay, Mystery is giving us some news. Breaking, Trump's inaugural committee was just ordered to turn over documents about its donors. Oh my God. Financing activities to federal prosecutors concerned about illegal foreign donations. So, okay, I believe last week I mentioned that there were more things to come out, and I probably did. When did this come out? I just found out about this. So all these are embarrassing things that are to come. And also, hi Cheryl. I'm sorry I didn't see you. I'm concentrating on reading Trump here and what he's thinking. When did this come out? Thank you, Love Mystery. But I'm trying to figure out when did this come out? With the news about his inauguration committee. When did that come out? One Russian bat. Yes, Nana, thank you. I saw it. Well, it's all right. I'm looking. Oh, okay. I didn't see it. Thank you, Michelle. I didn't see it. Okay. Well, that means some of the stuff I'm being validated because that's one thing when I read, I like to validate. So, unfortunately, anyone know Trump? No. Unfortunately, no one in the chat know Trump, so I can't validate some of the stuff that I'm saying. But uh, I am, passing what I get and hoping that some of it will be validated in the news. And the other thing I feel when since I'm connecting with Trump. Melania is very concerned, and not because of herself. I don't think she understands uh, what can happen or the potential of things to come. You know what? There is something else I have to let everyone know. Melania has a psychic or an astrologer or something that feeds her information. Oh, thank you, Debbie. I appreciate it. The news that the breaking news that Mystery posted about Trump's campaign committee was asked to turn over their financial documents was posted on the Huffington Post about an hour ago. I didn't know that. Thank you for letting me know. In any event, I feel Melania is becoming very concerned about the potential of things to come. So, Love Mystery saying, is Melania still alive? Yes, she's still alive. Okay. Uh, and I'll just say a few words about tomorrow's State of the Union address. I feel there are going to be some controversies, the usual stuff when Trump gives a speech. And I don't feel he's going to be any truthful or say anything or be any different than the way he has been. It's going to be drama, the usual thing around anything that Trump does. That's what it feels like to me. Adi says Melania needs to lay off the Botox. Okay. Wow, Pamela says Associated Press headlines also confirmed the subpoenaing of the documents. Oh, we just did? Oh, thank you, Susan. I didn't know. I'm so busy trying to pass the info. But yes. And let me ask, there is one more thing. I know I mentioned that Friday. She probably has the flu or something. I'm seeing, somebody said she may be pregnant, but I don't think so. I'm not getting baby yet, but it's possible. I am seeing Ivanka laying down. So that's one thing I want to keep my eyes out on for. And yeah. And I mean, the rest is like the usual thing. Don Jr. is terrified. He knows he's going to be indicted for sure. Okay. Wow. Okay, after this, I'm going to I have some more homework to do to see how many, well, to find the detail about that stuff. But like I said before, and I believe I mentioned it last week, there are more things to come out. So it's going to be very interesting. Well, I did warn everyone. I said the next couple of months, February and March, is going to be very interesting. So this is the beginning of it. And next week is really going to be interesting when, well, I'm not sure exactly when Cohen is going to testify, but I know he's going to testify behind closed doors, and after that, there is a session that's going to be in public. Carla Rutherford says Ivanka Prego. Carla, I'm not going to tell you stories that I don't know. I'm seeing her laying down, so it is very possible because, probably before 3 months or something like that, but it is very possible. Oh, really? Somebody predicted Ivanka's pregnancy. That's probably what I am getting, you know? But this is the second time I'm seeing it. During Friday's session, I was getting that she wasn't feeling well, and it just flashed in front of me. And right now, as I am talking about Kushner, I'm seeing her laying down. So something is up. Okay. Now for the hard part. Pamela Bradley says, no, we don't need any more Trumps in the world. Okay. I am going to... Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's very possible that she may be pregnant. You never know. I'm not getting it yet, but sometimes the way I get information is a little different. That's the best way I can put it. But yes, I wouldn't be surprised. But if I get it, I will definitely let everyone know. I'll put it out there so everyone know about it. Okay, I am going to do something I have never done before. So I am going to put up Trump's chart so I can show to everyone. I may not be able to see. One second. Uh-oh. One second. I'm trying to bring this up. Okay. Let me. I'm going to minimize my screen for a bit. Don't panic. And I'm going to. Nope. That's not good. 1 second. Okay. This is what I want. And I have to bring the program up. I did it earlier. It worked. Okay. Let's see what happens now. Bear with me, people. Otherwise, I will do it next time. Okay. It's up. All right. What? Okay. This is Trump's natal chart. I know it's not as sharp as I would like to have it, but this is the best. I'm not sure if it's the streaming program that's causing that, the streaming application, or, well, the astrology program, there isn't much I can do about it. But I am thinking of purchasing another app. I'm not going to do it now. I'm going to wait. So that hopefully that will show the charts better. But like Mystery said, she doesn't care. I'm going to have to do the explaining. So since I have to do the explaining, I'm going to explain it's a short description of what I feel the possible timing can be. Okay. And also I'm going to have to turn sideways because I made some notes, and I'll point out and explain what I am seeing. I think, let me point this out. This is Uranus close to his ascendant. And this, okay, I'm sorry. The inner circle, the two concentric circles, the inner one is Trump's natal chart. The outer one is his solar arc chart, okay? This guy here is Uranus. It's arcing his ascendant. This is a sign for, I know it's about 27 degrees away, but it's, the energy is making itself felt, not only it's arcing Trump's ascendant, but also Trump's natal Mars. It's arcing Trump's natal Mars. So those things don't bode well for Trump. And the other thing I wanted to show, I'm going to put another concentric circle there. Okay. Now, this is the inner circle is Trump's natal chart. The second concentric circle is his solar arc. The third one is Trump's transit. If you look at here, again, this is Uranus. Whenever Uranus is approaching this, the cusp of the 10th house, the 10th house is someone's career, reputations, and the like. You're going to experience some disruptions. And also, this is going to happen. It's going to take a few years for. I'm sorry, I can walk it, but I'm not going to do it now. I can advance it so that it goes here, but I'm not going to do that now because we may not have enough time. But I wanted to show the Uranus's position. The energy is going to start exerting itself on the 10th house cusp, and Mars is there. So my thing is, and Mars is going to cross the 10th house cusp in a couple of months. So if something doesn't happen when Mars crosses here, very good chance it may happen here. When transit Mars crosses the ascendant. Now, the picture that I am getting has to do with the planet Saturn. It's going to start June 1st, 2019 till June 13th, 2020. And it's the picture is the moon arcing Neptune, and Saturn is opposing the midpoint of those two, of the moon and Neptune. So whenever that, and what it means is a sense of suffering under the yoke, hard work to restructure ambition, shaking off indolence. It feels like to me all three of those things apply to Trump. I am not only reading the astrological chart. What I am doing when I was looking at it is intuitively interpreting the energies that I see that are to come for Trump. And the other thing is the transit. Also, I'm going to scroll down because just to look at my notes. I have another computer to my right. That's what I'm doing. I'm scrolling down. There is another picture of the planet, the Pluto is opposing the midpoint of Mars and Uranus. And it starts between January 2019 to August 7th, 2019. So to me, those energies are going to, Trump has a couple of, like, right here, Pluto, arcing Jupiter, that can give him a break. Things may not be as bad as we think they may happen, okay? But there is so much things that he has done. The time for him to pay is fast approaching. That's why I wanted to show those 3 points. I don't feel bode well for Trump. And also, because before I looked at Trump's chart, I was reading first. Believe it or not, I have never looked at Trump's chart, although I have the program and I could just easily bring it up. I never did it because I couldn't, for whatever reason, I couldn't see myself spending the time analyzing his chart until last week, because the energy of of the demise of this presidency, of this administration, to me, is getting stronger and stronger. That's why I decided I would study his chart. And there is a lot more in there, okay? But based on what I see, I don't feel Trump is going to, I don't feel things are going to work out well for Trump at all. That is my take on it. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Hi, Teresa. Did I go too fast, everyone? This is my first time explaining a chart in a situation like this. Thank you, Jimmy. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Okay. But I wanted to, let me see, one more second. I'm going to take a look at my note. If you guys notice, the picture that I described, Pluto opposing the midpoint of Mars and Uranus. And I've been saying since March, since over the summer, I felt February was going to be important or critical. And it's interesting that the transit, the picture that the transit is making, is showing is close to when I felt Trump may leave office. But the point I'm trying to make is, even if I missed the mark, but I wanted to show, I'm sure there are astrologers in there that can verify what I'm saying. I'm not an astrologer, I'm psychic, but I understand enough to find what I want. Sharon says, Robert Cosmod, yes, he does, but I don't know, to be honest, I don't know if anyone has done it the way I am doing it. So, but that's my way, because that's how I go about finding out when there is something I want to study, when there is something I want to look at, that's what I do. So did I go too fast? Was this good enough? Yes, I'm sorry if it's smaller than your iPad Pro. I am looking for a better application so I can start presenting those charts. Basically, that's the timing. That's what it's saying. And you know, the other thing that really, the other picture that I was I could put it on the screen, but I don't want to confuse things any more than if people want to know. Okay, the one that says the picture of Saturn opposing the moon, the midpoint of the moon and Neptune. That picture, to me, when I saw it, and that's from his solar arc, okay, a sense of suffering under the yoke. So to me, when I saw that, because the minute I saw the picture, I'm like, oh my God, this is not good. And I did my research about, because I wanted to make sure I knew what I was talking about. I didn't want to go right off the top of my head. I wanted to explain verbatim of what it means. So, but yes. Sandra says she loves the color, very colorful. Thanks, Sandra. Me too. I love the colors. In any event, I think, like I've been saying, it would start in February. Potential for him to leave between February and March, but the Republicans are doing some underhanded things. And like I pointed out, Pluto arcing Jupiter in the chart, so that's giving him some cover as well. But that cannot prevent Trump from not leaving. Things may be delayed a bit, but Mr. Johnson says Trump's chart is a good example of astrology in motion. So, thanks, Bao. Bao says we don't need the chart to know Trump's is toast. Trump is toast. That is true. But you know what, Bao? I want to make things, because I have a scientific background. When I say things, well, I learned astrology because I wanted to be able to be more precise when I give someone the time when something was going to happen, because I wasn't happy with myself if I missed a date. But I've come to accept I'm not perfect. My timing can be off. So I learned astrology, and I found out that even in astrology, you can come close, but you can never tell exactly when something is going to happen because there's a range. That's why I read the date ranges of when these things can potentially happen. So, but I wanted to make this a little more, something a little different, just to demonstrate what I have been talking about, because astrology does not lie. And also there are certain things that I saw when I first started learning astrology. I would read my chart and I'd say, this is never going to happen. And yeah, I mean, the range. And I also shared astrological charts with my clients, depending on the type of situation that they are going through. Yeah, it's pretty accurate. So that's what I wanted to share with everyone. Not only what I am getting psychically, but at least demonstrate a little bit using astrology what's going on. And it's there is something also I've read for people, and I give them the report for the charts. Some of the stuff that I said appear on the chart as well. So there is that coincidence as well. Okay. Please, everyone, thank you for everyone for coming. Number one, oh my God, it's 8:55. And also, I have 102 thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Everyone who came tonight, thank you. I hit 200 people watching. This is the first time. And please leave me some feedback. I hope I did not go too fast, but I hope I pointed out what I wanted to point out. Thank you, Teresa. Nana, unfortunately, I can't read tarot. My mom knows how to read tarot. I have no clue. Oh, wait a minute. I gotta tell my story before this is over. Did anyone hear what Cardi B said today? Cardi B and Nicki Minaj now are fighting with Tommy Lauren. Cardi B said if Tommy Lauren keeps it up, she's gonna get her leash. So I died laughing today. Michelle says a new one is Habit Tarot. Oh, okay. She does daily reading for Trump. Yeah, that daily, I don't know. I'll do daily. Hi, Cherry Path. Thank you very much, Cherry Path. I appreciate the feedback. Yes, Wednesday morning I'll be here and I will do something similar, but I'll say a little more because I wanted to see how long it took me. I didn't want to go too long and to the chart because there are a lot of astrologers on YouTube, and they all have, and don't get me wrong, they're fantastic people. They do a great job. I'm not an astrologer, like I said. I just know enough to interpret what I see. But they do a whole description of Trump's personality and all of that. That wasn't my intent. Uh, the purpose of me showing this chart tonight was to, number one, show the difficulties, the difficult energies that exist for Trump, and also the potential timing for when things can happen. Those were the two purposes why I showed the chart. I mean, besides me, I've been saying it for, good night, Julie, for since August, July, August. So that's why I did it. Okay, what? Wow, it's afternoon in Hawaii. Bye, Scully. It was nice seeing you. Thank you, everyone, for coming. I appreciate the support. And thank you for taking time out to come and watch me. And thank you, everyone, for the feedback, the great feedback I have gotten about the announcement of me making some changes to the channel. I will keep tweaking. You're very welcome, Susan. I'm going to keep tweaking as we go along because some people told me an hour is a very long time for them to watch. Yes, I understand that. I'm going to try, once I get used to doing the presentation that way, the show, oh my God, this way, I am going to start breaking down everything into 15 minutes increment so that, and I will put a description of what's in each 15 minutes, like first 15, 30 minutes, and 45 minutes, the content of each one of those time slots, so that people won't have to sit in front of the computers and watch a whole hour. That's one way I am thinking of making this. Thank you, Wendy, of helping people after I do a 1 hour long video. Thank you, everyone, for coming. I'm gonna go. Please let me know if there is something else I can do to make this better, because I want to make the channel better. And I'm also working on hiring an assistant. So I have all these things on part of my plan. So hang in there with me. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night. I will see you Wednesday morning, and I will do a little more talking about Putin. And I'm sure there are news that are to come. We'll discuss that as well. Have a good night, Mystery. Night, everyone.